Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Chapel Lake in Charlestown, Indiana. It's a brand new course designed by multi-world champion Dave Greenwell. This course has some teeth if you play the professional layout where the tall grass is out of bounds. Should be a fun course preview. Let's hang out and check out Chapel Lake. Hole 1 is a 404-foot downhill par 3. The main goal on this hole is just to stay in bounds. On the pro layout, the out of bounds is a 30-foot wide grass strip with all the tall grass being OB. You just want to make sure you're in bounds and play it safe so you can start your round with a par. It's a great first hole to kind of loosen up and throw a few big shots. Hole 2 is a slightly uphill 329-foot shot. Probably going to play 350, especially if you have a windy day and a headwind. Again, the goal here is just to stay in bounds, and if you're playing the pro layout, that's going to be pretty tough. Hole 3 is a 252-foot, slightly downhill par 3. There's no danger on this hole other than the pro layout out of bounds and maybe going long on this fast green. If you miss a putt, could have a pretty long putt coming back. Hole 4 is an uphill 429-foot par 3. Pro out of bounds still in play, and with the elevation change, it probably plays closer to 500 feet. Your big arms are going to be looking at maybe a birdie or an easy par. Us mere mortals, we're just trying to get a 3. This is also an OB spot about 20 feet from the basket. Hole 5 is a 297-foot par 3. It plays quite a bit downhill, maybe 20 to 30 feet, making the distance a little easier, making it play close to 250. You don't want to be long on this shot because there is rough behind the basket and to the left. The green is really fast and could cause you some trouble if you miss a putt. And of course, the pro OB is still insane. Hole 6 is a 276-foot par 3. The basket is perched on top of a hill to the left. This really requires either a high hyzer shot or a low skip line with something that is very overstable. This hill is massive. If you don't get halfway up this hill, you're looking at a long, tough putt for birdie. Hole 7 makes you just want to empty your bag. It's severely downhill and probably plays around 210 feet. Popular route would be either a forehand for a right-hand player to the left or a backhand anhyzer with a mid-range or a putter. The only danger on this hole is going long and getting into the creek behind the basket. And of course, on the pro layout, everything's out of bounds but the basket. Hole 8 is a 300-foot par 3, kind of a tight anhyzer shot or maybe a flip-up forehand. This creek is out of bounds. No elevation really. If any, it's slightly uphill. This is a very tough birdie. Really have to throw a forehand or an absolutely perfect anhyzer shot for a right-handed backhand player. And of course, the pro OB, well, you know by now. Hole 9 plays insanely uphill and really tight for the pro layout. You have a 30-foot wide fairway that is in bounds. Really requires probably a 340-foot anhyzer off the tee for a right-hand backhand player, or a power spike forehand playing a minimum of 340. Hole 10 is a long downhill 432-foot par 3. The elevation makes this play close to 400 feet. There's gaps on both sides, but the more friendly gap is on the right side. Most of your big arms are going to be throwing a wide hyzer to try to dodge this little group of trees on the left. The creek that's right behind the basket is out of bounds, and it's pretty close, maybe 30 feet. All in all, I would say this is a pro level par 3. Hole 11, you're faced with a double mandatory in these two trees straight off the tee pad. This is a 255-foot par 3, but it's gonna play almost 300 feet with the tight gap and the elevation. To make things worse, you have a low ceiling at the pin, making your approach shot even more difficult to execute. Hole 12 is a downhill 327-foot par 3. The OB is the path and beyond to the right. So you really want your shot to fade to the left and away from the walking path. This hole rewards a straight mid-range shot. The creek is also out of bounds and very close behind the basket. Hole 13 is a very tight, short, technical par 3. 186 feet, but the creek is out of bounds, rewarding an accurate putter shot, mid-range, or even like a flip-up forehand. Hole 14 is very tight off of the tee. You want to be to the right of these trees, fading back to the left. 232 feet, but it takes an overstable mid-range or maybe even a fairway driver to get the fade back necessary to reach this basket. The creek, 15 feet behind the basket, and it's OB. Hole 15 plays on a slope. This is a very fast green, and even though this hole is only 246 feet, it's a challenging par 3 if you don't stick the landing and match the slope of the green. A missed putt here has the potential to roll away up to 100 feet. Hole 16 has a 40-foot hillside straight in front of the tee pad. This requires either a high anhyzer going over the stairs to the left or a flip-up forehand going straight down the gut. Either way, you have to get the disc in the air very soon to have a chance at getting to the green. Hole 17 is a 238-foot par 3. You really just want to make this gap between the trees. It's a major elevation drop, so this only plays 200 feet, favoring maybe a putter shot. Hole 18 is making sure you're getting in your cardio. It's another straight up a hill shot. The basket is up and to the right underneath the tree. This tee shot really favors a power forehand and an ultra powerful backhand anhyzer. With the elevation, it's going to be playing 280 feet. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And here's another video that YouTube thinks you might enjoy from me. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway, guys. Go check out Chapel Lake in Indiana.